Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Shaded. I am Rachel. Thank you guys for joining us today. So, we have a really cool topic. It's something that everyone, no matter the age, can relate to. It is basically something that consumes our day, every second. So, the question today is do you guys feel like social media is good or bad? So, I definitely feel like there's good things that come from it, but I also feel like there's bad things. So there's going to be positive and negatives that we're going to speak on. But first, I want to ask, how do you feel, Janae, about social media? Do you feel like it is a good or a bad thing?
I guess it just depends on how you use the platform. I think that, for things like relationships and, personal use, a lot of that can be seen in a negative light just because of the way people use it. But then when it comes to like businesses and promoting your brands and new things that are happening or things that are happening in the world for younger people who don't necessarily watch the news and things like that, it's positive. So it's a give and take.
So I'm gonna hit you with this one of these statistics. So it says social media has become a fact of life. So study shows that 81% of the US population has at least one social media account, which to me that is crazy because 81% is literally the whole. Like, I mean, if you're saying you have one account, I think it's like a little scary because our generation, for example, I feel like we sort of can say that we didn't grow up with,
Mm-mm.
just like social media. We did grow up with like technology because computers and internet and everything. But like technically we sort of were, the icebreakers with
Yeah,
social
yeah, we
media.
were at like the beginning when the dial-up and AOL and all that stuff was coming out. So we were like
Right.
right at the beginning of everything. So there was no Facebook, no Instagram, no nothing. I didn't get a Facebook till I think I was out of 1 year out of high school. Like moms always say,
Yeah.
you joined Facebook in 2006. Well, I graduated in 2005. So thank God, because I didn't have to deal with the social media issues in school and stuff like that. And that's a whole nother subject. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree that that's definitely our generation. And heard something like a while ago, and it was like, and it's sad because they were saying even like children now, like if you get into a fight at school, it's like, okay, we're going to fight at school, but I'm not going to see you again till the next day. But now it's to the point where you get into a fight at school, you go home as soon as you log on, you popping up on somebody's Facebook, you popping
Mhm.
on up on somebody's World Star, so it's like you really can't escape anything now because it literally consumes our like everyday life, which
Right.
that another good fact that it said was Americans check their phone 46 times per day, which is ridiculous.
I
How
would say
do you think that you're in that
mm,
number?
no. I think that I be so busy. Like, well, let me just break it down just very simple. So I only check my phone when I'm not with my man. When I'm with my man, my phone
Right.
is elsewhere and I don't care anything about it. The world could be ending. I don't even look at my phone because I'm with the person who I check my phone for. So other than that, like if I'm at work or something like that, a lot of times like this new position and stuff, I'll be busy, so I don't really look at it a lot. But like I probably do check my phone that much if I'm by myself. But when I'm with my man, I don't care nothing about this phone. It could be in the river and I wouldn't care. So that doesn't really pertain to me.
That's amazing. That's really really good. I will say that that probably is like a downfall for me, and it sucks because like I can literally be sitting here with my boyfriend and like we'll both be on our phones, and it's so crazy because like he'll be looking at like the score of the game, and
Yeah.
then me, I'm like scrolling on TikTok, and we'll have the TV like playing a movie that we chose to watch
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to just be
That's
distracted
it.
because what happens, your phone's down, then it lights up notification. Now You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. Like our minds are tricked. Like I wish I could do better.
And that's why I
Honestly.
think, even with my boyfriend, I think that feels weird saying because I don't say boyfriend, but whatever. Even with my man, like he keeps his phone, like he'll check it every now and again, but like we don't I don't know. It's just not something that I really care about. And the same thing with him. Like, we don't really look at our phones when we're together. We probably be talking during the movie and not really paying attention, but social media and stuff like that. It could be also because he's a little bit older than me. So, like, I don't know. I feel like we like almost grandparents. So it just,
Girl, not great.
we
Not
about that
great.
age. Grandparents are young these days, so I could be somebody's whole
Yeah.
grandma and it just be what it is. But yeah,
Not glam mall.
girl,
Girl, well, I pulled up I pulled up just because I really like mad that I can't control myself more because that's really childish of me. I should be
you
able to
can
put my
control
phone down.
yourself.
Huh?
You just don't want to.
It's an addiction. It's an
Because
addiction.
even I found something where it was showing me how much I'm on my phone. Like my phone was telling me how much I'm on my phone or how much I'm on social media, like different platforms. It will tell you how many hours you spend on those
Yes.
social media platforms. And when I noticed that, I fasted and I completely like fasted from Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff for like months at a time. Matter of fact, I think when I was going through my divorce, like was the first time I fasted from like all social media for several reasons or whatever. But yeah, I was like, okay, this is doing too much. Like this time I can be taken to do something productive or, reading my word or something that is of substance other than being on this freaking platforms that don't do me nothing, but probably give me a crackle or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just
No, for
a waste of
real.
my time.
It
So yeah.
yeah. I just pulled up like my stats. It said 41%. So this is saying from like the overall week. It says that I was on social media for 18 hours and 52 minutes.
Or just this week.
Yeah.
Because it's Wednesday.
And it's just Wednesday.
Mm.
But you know what's so sick? This is so sick. When I am so like into like my TikTok, like this, it's just like a muscle memory. When I'm so into it, I will sit in the car and keep scrolling. And then when I'm like over it or done, then I'll go in the house.
Well, I do sit in the
Because like
car. Yeah, I do that too, but it's because I don't want to go in the house. It's not because I'm consumed to the point where I can't get out of the car. It's because I don't feel like being
yeah,
in the house and I want to be out in the sun. But instead of being like a normal person and taking a walk or, what I'm saying, like shooting the crap, I'm
enjoying
on my
the real
phone
outdoors.
scrolling in my car. So yeah, I
Yeah,
feel you on that.
yeah.
But I do
Bad.
that a lot.
So how do you feel about even like social media like in relationships? Like do you feel like not like I know how some people be like, if you're in a relationship, you don't want your significant other to have like social media like usually it's the girls that'll say like, yeah, I don't want my man to be on social media because we know what's on there, which that could be I mean insecurity or it could be like how do you feel about it? Like
I think currently the space I'm in, because, gee, let me say this very humbly. So, because I know I'm that girl, I don't care what my man is doing or looking at or scrolling on, because at the end of the day, he know what he got. And so scroll on, look at their tail, look at them titties, do whatever it is you want to do, look all you want to look, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be looking here for good. So go look all you want to. But
right.
like I said, I'm that way now. Now, maybe when I was a little bit younger, I might have been like insecure, like, yeah, don't accept that girl or you better block them. We don't do all that. Like he first of all, my man don't even be on social media like that. And so, I don't
Which
really
is a
care.
good plus.
But and
Yeah.
another thing is not even just like the whole scrolling and looking at pictures and stuff like that. Now I will say all the liking pictures and loving and commenting. Now that's a respect issue, and that's a situation where y'all have to come to a common ground. If you okay with him commenting, liking, and all that stuff, but if I have to tell you about those things, or if I have to tell you that I don't like that because it makes me feel a certain type of way, you're not my man. Because if you know me, you gonna know that that's unacceptable. I'm not about to be like, what I'm saying, comment like, oh, you look good and
That
loving it.
is.
We ain't doing none of that. Now, there's
Yeah.
another aspect of the things of like telling your relationship status. That's a whole nother thing. Now, I will say on my social media, I do not have a relationship status. So on like really on Facebook is the one with the relationship status. So I don't mine doesn't say anything. His says single. And it just I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, earlier, like when we first started, I was like, well, why does it still say single? But he was just like, you know what I'm saying? He made a lot of sense. And people can say it's excuse, say what you want, think how you want, feel how you want. He was like, I feel like when you get in relationships and you put them on social media, there's it has to be changed. It's just like a divorce or something. Like if you break up, all those things have to be changed. All the pictures have to be erased, this, that, change your status, all this stuff. And he was like, until I'm sure or until I know I'm married, I don't want to change he's like, I just don't see, a point in it, because then if something happens and we not together, I got to change that back. And I agree 1,000% because I don't want to do it either. So nobody is in my business, because as soon as you change it, people can see that.
People
So
gonna be like, "What
yeah, what
happened?"
happened? Hey sis, you okay? Yes, sis, I'm fine.
Girl,
So to keep that
I'm
from
great.
happening, I'm so happy, because let me tell you something. Janae is gonna be happy if I'm single, married, divorced, nude, it don't matter. I'm gonna be happy no matter what. So I just, with the whole social media stuff, I feel like with relationships, stay away from it as much as possible. That way there won't be, any issues
Yeah,
or anything. And if your girl is insecure about it, what I'm saying? Like, you have to take that into account and don't make her feel that way. Same thing if your dude don't like you posting pictures or like you showing your body off and stuff on social media, you have to respect that. But that comes with knowing who you're with. That's all it all stems from, knowing who you with, having those conversations before you get in a relationship. That's why it's always important to be friends first, so you can know what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. But that's a whole nother topic for
exactly,
a whole nother day. So, how do you feel about
girl. Well,
relationships?
it all ties into it. So
It does.
it's a perfect conversation. I literally can say everything that you said. I agree with 110%. I feel like usually when somebody is, and it's usually like I said, it's big for the girls. Usually, if they don't want their man on there, it's either because they didn't got caught doing dirt, or because you didn't seen some likes, or you know what I'm saying? Because the crazy thing about Instagram, it will tell on you.
Mhm.
Because I could be
They all
scrolling
tell on you
and why do
now.
I see you liking, huh?
I said they all tell on you
What
now.
is Oh yeah, it does. It does. It's like it'll be this person has over 3,000 likes, but the one person's name they mentioned had to be a man. So I'm like, okay, I was meant to scroll past this picture. And sometimes you got to humble them and be like, why the heck are you over here liking Meg the Stallion's shaking her butt picture? Like, what are you doing? You
And
being thirsty.
see, I
Like,
don't
calm
care
down.
nothing about that. You can like Megan, like Trina, like a big booty black diva. I don't care what you like with these famous people. Go ahead, like them, because guess what? It's gonna be like in vogue, and you're never gonna get it. So keep on liking them. But if it's somebody who ain't nobody and they local or they loco or you know what I'm saying, like it's a normal person, what are you liking it
Yeah,
for? Like it in
yeah,
your mind and keep it moving. But like I said, it's them conversations, but I feel like some stuff is common sense. Now, I am a very big person at matching energies as well. So if you like it, then I'm going to love it. But it's going to hurt your feelings. So, and to avoid all that, just don't do it. Just
yeah.
don't do it, because I'm going to do it. But you're going to wish that I didn't. So,
Right, you know, girls gotta always one up it, like,
Girl,
we always are
girl,
gonna
I'm a 10 up
double
it. I,
your
you know,
trouble.
girl, that's why, like I said, I thank God I don't have those problems. And, the Lord is working on me. However, I'm a Libra. And so the scales have to be balanced. So you give me something,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you something too. But I guarantee it's going to be a gift that you'll never want again. That's it.
I feel that. So then how do you feel like when it comes to social media, do you want him to post you or do you really care if he does or
So you
doesn't
know what?
post?
He doesn't really post me like that. He don't really post nothing like that, to be honest. He'll post his daughter and stuff like that. He does post me, just like, he posts me for different stuff, but I'm not one of them people to be like, babe, you need to post me. You need to, you know what I'm saying? Like he does it because he wants to. And if he wanted to, he would. And if he don't want to. So, you know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta tell your man to do something, 9 times out of 10, it's because he don't want to do it. Because I don't anything that I have to tell my man to do that he ain't already did or he ain't doing, he don't want to do it. So I don't want him to do it. I want you to do it organically. I want you to do it because it's something that you feel like you want to do, or you just want to shout me out, or you want to, upload a picture because I'm looking good, or whatever the case may be. But I'm not forcing nobody to do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Cuz what's the point? I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, what
just
point are you proving? What are you proving
yeah.
that we together? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, people think that people care, and some people do care and ain't got no life. But guaranteed, don't nobody care really what's going on with the next person unless it's somebody that's like a superstar or something like that. But don't nobody care about these people's everyday life. We barely breathing, trying to scrape by, penny by, nickel by, dime by, just to get some gas. So what you think I care about you? You know what I'm saying? Like I just, there's
Yeah.
always a bigger picture, and I think that's why I'm really like just nonchalant about that type of stuff because we all just trying to get by, and so social media is like the last thing of my thoughts. It's just,
Yeah.
but like I said, it's always a good platform for other stuff. But we'll get into that when we get into it.
Yeah. Okay. So as we see, it can either make or break a relationship seriously because there are some people who just are bitter and they're out to ruin lives or ruin
Oh, for
relationships
sure.
or ruin friendships because they're sad, they're bitter, they're you know what I'm saying? So there are some people whose lives do consume like the next person's life. So, it's 50-50. It's all
And
about how much power you give it.
yeah, and it's
That's how.
people that post their own business 24/7. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I know a
Now,
lot of
see,
people that's
yeah,
forever. That's I know so many people that's forever posting their own stuff. Like oh he cheating, oh we back together, all ma'am. And then it then be the main ones that be like, you need to mind your business. Stop giving people ammo to
right,
be in your business. I'm never going to
right.
tell you what. First of all, I'm not even telling my best friend what's going on in my relationship. Whatever is going on in my relationship is
You
between
got to
me
work
and
that
my
out
man.
with it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
just, what I'm saying,
yes,
like, especially if they ain't really going nowhere and y'all just going through something, then people gonna have them same feelings. They gonna still hate them while you love them again. So I learned to keep
yeah,
my business to myself, work it out amongst us, and we'll figure it out. But yeah,
right.
you got them
Especially,
social media. Ugh, it drives me nuts.
yeah, yeah. Especially if in the back of your mind, sis, you may be going back, or bro, just you know what, don't even go through the whole subliminal because nowadays you get like those on your Insta story or Snap talking about F that, and you was never good to me, and it's like, okay, you over here playing Usher Let It Burn, but then next thing you know you're playing There Goes My Baby.
I
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like keep it to
listen.
yourself because people are gonna say something
And
for
you know
real.
what? Sometimes I do be going through stuff or whatever, and like I'll see things that pertain to me at that moment. And I will share them because that's how I feel at the time. But you don't know that that's what I'm going through, or I mean, you can only assume or whatever. But stuff be on
It
point, and I
sometimes
might share them and
resonates
stuff
with
like that.
you.
But you're never, yeah. But you're not gonna get me just up and telling my business like that. That's never gonna happen. So
Right. Right. Now that's crazy to me. Those and that brings us to the next case in point, mental health. Because some people out here are really a little cuckoo. So, another study said anxiety and depression rates in young people have risen 75% in the past 25 years, which is so sad. Like that is so sad. 70%, so that's over half. And that's
that don't
where
surprise
I
me
feel
one bit.
like and that's the sad part. I can't see anybody being like, "Oh my gosh, that's surprising," because it's not. It's not. We see it every day. And that's really why I feel bad for this generation and this next generation to come, because social media at one time probably was meant for good, but now social media literally is making people go through anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide. There's cyberbullying that's crazy now. I mean, and I just feel like
Yeah.
having a kid right now, I don't even know how I would like help them through this because we didn't go through this. And I can't protect you unless I just say, don't ever open up that computer, don't ever have a phone.
Hmm. And I really feel like honestly, social media is really um it's a platform for bullying. It's a platform for open bullying because it's everyone's opinion. And unfortunately, it's
Yep.
a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, what makes the news and what is in or popping or going on or happening is always the negative stuff. It's never really nothing positive shown or done gone viral on social media. It's all about the negative. And so I feel like if it's not really being used for business or promotion and things like that, you know, promotion of things that you have going on, then 95% of the time it's about negativity. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's fighting, who's beefing, who got a problem with who, who's doing what, who's cheating, who's getting played. Let me post these receipts. Let me do this. Let me do it. Like, it's all about bullying. If you really put it all into perspective. And thank God I do not have any children because my kids would not be able to have no social
Jesus.
media. I don't care. I feel like it's really, really, as far as those statistics go, if you think about it, when these kids are more like, I be seeing 1 year olds, 2 years walking around talking about, can I see your phone? That's all they want is to see somebody's phone. And they're introduced to all these platforms so young, these tablets, these phones, all this technology and things like that. And the pandemic didn't help any because that's really all they had to depend on. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's people's go-to, like people's outlet, people's go-to, people's entertainment, all that stuff is based on all these platforms that are really set up to hurt people and to be negative and nasty to people. So that's why like I really just, you know what I'm saying, like I'll post pictures and little times of me and my man for memory and stuff and things that I have to go back and look at. But other than that, like I stay away from that stuff because at the end of the day, none of this stuff is going to pay my bills. None of this stuff is going to get me into heaven. None of this stuff benefits me in any type of way unless, like I said, I'm promoting something or trying to get, you know what I'm saying, like trying to make money off of something. It's pointless to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, comparison is the thief of like all joy. So I just feel like even going through your social media, it gives you like a false reality. So I don't
Mhm.
know. And I feel like Instagram is probably the biggest one that sticks out for me. But I also seen a study that they said Instagram is the most like the highest platform that affects people's mental health. And if you think about truly what
Yep.
Instagram is, it's literally you scrolling through pictures. Like no one's reading the little caption really underneath. Nobody's reading like, okay, I went on this beautiful vacation. They just want to see what you looked like, what you were doing, who you were with. So it's just sad to me because they never show, like this is me driving to my 9 to 5. It's like, let me show the glamorous part of my life. And that's what's so sad because we compare ourselves to these people not knowing really what their reality is. Reality to us is what they're posting. So I'm not going to post
Mhm.
when my check was short and I couldn't afford to get groceries. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? So those things to me
Yeah,
is what nobody wants
it's
to
all
see.
perception. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it's sad. It's sad because if we're really looking at the perception that people put out there, it makes you depressed because you feel like, what is my life? Like, it even draws me back to, thinking in my mind, like, say, for instance, a role model or how women imagine their lives. We had Disney and we seen these Disney princesses. And like, you know what I'm saying? They had the prince who came and saved them, so you feel like that's happily ever after. So when you get older, you think like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have this husband, I'm gonna have
Mhm.
these kids, I'm gonna be in this beautiful house, and I'm gonna do everything that the American dream is. And that's what social media will try to show
Mhm.
you. But it doesn't show you broken marriages.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you parents dealing with their kids battling depression. I don't know. I just social media
Absolutely.
can go so left and it's so scary. Jesus.
Yeah.
But
I just, I really definitely feel like it's not a platform for children. Now, this whole TikTok, uh, this a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
let's
know.
get
Like, I
into
feel like
it. Let's
TikTok is
get
more so
into
for
it.
kids. I don't
I don't
listen. I'm
know.
old school, so I don't know nothing about the TikTok. I just know that it's a bunch of videos of people doing their thing and a lot of promotion and promoting things and like that. And now they got the TikTok shop where you can buy stuff. And so, like I said, it's
Addictive.
all about how you use these platforms to where it's considered negative or positive. And if you think about it, everything in life has a positive and a negative. There has to be an up and a down or two sides to everything. So, nothing is always going to be just all positive. There's always going to be a negative to it. But like I said, it's all about how you use it and however you choose to use it or however you choose to, utilize it, look at it, whatever the case may be, however you choose to do it, that's going to determine whether or not it's considered positive or negative. So it's all about
Right.
it's all about you and what you do.
Perception.
So
Yep. Yep, you're right. So the thing is with me and TikTok, that's probably the biggest social media like account platform that I use. And the reason being is because the way TikTok goes is sort of based off of like an algorithm. So if you're liking
mm,
a bunch of negative things or a bunch of conspiracy theorists, a bunch of like fake news,
mm,
then that's eventually what you're going to keep seeing. So if I keep liking
mhm,
cooking videos and kids dancing, or you know what I'm saying? So it's basically sort of like it's like a mirror. You're seeing what like
mhm,
your likes are. And that's the cool thing about TikTok to
mhm.
me
Or what
cuz
you're interested
at one
in.
point
Yeah.
yeah, at one point I was, and it's crazy because TikTok really did its big one during COVID. Like I don't know where TikTok came from, but all of a sudden I see these teeny boppers doing dance routines and I'm just like, where did TikTok
Mhm,
come from? But that's when people, I feel like, were using it for more positive because a lot of businesses were started
mhm,
during COVID. A lot of young entrepreneurs came out of COVID. So there was a lot of positives, but then TikTok can go left. And it just depends on, what you're liking. Like right now, my algorithm is, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm into like the whole P. Diddy scandal. And that's just like now everything I'm seeing has to do with like people giving their opinions on it, or recently they just raided his house and stuff. So like right now that's all I'm seeing is a bunch of the P. Diddy and then the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. So right now that's everything I see on my TikTok. But I need to get away from
And
that
see,
because
that goes to show you that I live under a rock because I don't know anything about any of those things. I know about the P. Diddy situation because I used to be in love with him when I was a kid, and also because my sister watches
you
it,
were
and that's all I see when on her TV. But other than that, like I do not have time to keep up with these people's lives. Like, and I know it's a form of entertainment, and it's just like watching TV, but I don't watch TV, so I really feel like my life is consumed with myself, and I don't think that's really good because I think too much self consumption. I don't know what that can do to you, but I worry about me so much that I don't do nothing else. Or I feel like I'm always going or always busy or always doing something. So I really feel like I literally live under a rock. So if you told me something, I wouldn't know. Like I might scroll on Facebook and see something, but other than that, I don't even be on the other platforms like that. So, girl, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
so do you feel like with you saying like, being under a rock and not being on there, do you feel like if you are wanting to get into the business of like a podcast or like mukbangs
Mhm.
or anything like that, do you feel like you have to invest more time into learning those things or you just do what you
Oh
like
yeah,
and
for
don't
sure.
care about what's popular?
Really, I do what I like. I mean,
I
you
mean,
know me better than
stand on your
anybody, so
yeah.
you know, yeah, I don't care what the next person likes. I care what I like. And so because of that, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But when you are trying to do something, you do want to do things that are appealing to your audience or appealing to the people that you're trying to reach. So I will do so much studying things and stuff like that and like really getting to know what's what. But if I'm not and I'm just going to work and stuff like that and just being like the regular 9 to 5 normal person, then no, I don't care nothing about none of that. So it just
Yeah.
depends on where I'm at or what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do or trying to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah. Working from home really made me realize how much I'm on social media. I mean, I feel like I probably was on it a lot. I'm not going to say like I wasn't on it a lot before I started working from home, but I
Mhm.
think you realize how much idle time you have and you're like at any second of free time, you're like, okay, let me see what's on TikTok or let me see what's on Instagram. Like, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I have to start silencing like notifications because it's a black hole, it's a loophole. Like literally you get one notification saying someone liked your picture, now you start scrolling and now you're liking other people's pictures. Or you sit there and you post a picture and you're just
Yeah.
sitting there waiting to see who likes it. Or you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So it's like it can definitely be a black hole. Like you'll get sucked in or something to come across TikTok about a story and you're like, "Oh, this is part 2. Let me go look for part 1." Now, you looking for part 1, you just started following the person cuz they got other videos that you like. So it's really sad when like you get to that point and I'm definitely there. So, with all that being said, I definitely need a break from social media because I can tell when it is too much for me because I just start acting like I am like a crackhead. Like I can't wait till I get my phone in my hand. I can't wait to charge that thing up. I'm like itching. Like I just need to get on there. What's going on? What have I missed? Like I ain't been on there an hour. What somebody done posted? And I know that's bad. So I definitely have to calm that down because I know I'm getting to that point for sure, which is
But
sad.
you but you know what? It comes with setting boundaries and also setting a routine because if you think about it, most of the time we spend our day like the normal human being spends at least 8 to 9 hours of their day working, right? So before that time, I'm waking up, I'm getting ready for my day, I'm prepping for my day, doing all this stuff. Then once my day is started, I'm at work all this time till probably like 5 o'clock. So then once I get off work, I come home, do whatever, shower, do all this stuff, get ready for your night and all this other stuff. And then like I have whatever time I have before I go to sleep. So then you think about it, what is it that you want to get accomplished before you go to sleep for your following day? Like I have laundry to do, I have emails and things like that to answer before I go to bed. I need to write in my prayer book. I need to read my word. I need to study. You know what I'm saying? Like I have these routines where I have allotted time for each thing that I do. So really, I don't have time for social media. Like I don't, because that's obviously I'm not about to say, oh, I got an hour or I need to be on social media and I got an hour where I need to watch this and watch that. Like I'm really focused on what I have to do. And so when things are done and I have free time, I want to go to sleep. So, and I think that's why I said I think I live under a rock because what I'm saying, I just don't care. Like if I didn't need a phone to like communicate, I wouldn't have a phone because, having a phone for social media and things like that, I don't even need it. Like I only need a phone, number one, for the GPS, number two, to tell me when the police are around when I'm driving, and number three to when my man call and other people after that. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I just don't care. But like I said, I'm older. So that's probably
You
why.
girl,
But like
you
I
keep saying you older. You not
girl,
that much
I'm
older.
37. I'm at that age where you had to go home and call your friend and tell her you coming
I'm
down the
right
street.
behind
And
you.
I know you are too, but I don't know how. I don't know when I don't know. I don't know why I don't care, but I just don't. Like I don't
But that's
care
good.
about the
That's
next.
good.
I mean, I don't even want to care. Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like I will tell you though, when I was sick for a year and I couldn't do anything besides be in the bed, my biggest thing was YouTube and mukbangs and stuff like that because I I don't know. I love watching people cook and stuff like that. Number one, because I'm not a good cook. And so I like to watch people do things that I can't do. So I was big on YouTube and I think that's really the only platform that I really go on all the time is YouTube because if you think about it, I can go look at videos, I can look at movies, I can listen to music, like everything that I need, even news and things that are going on. Like the I think the most that I was on social media was when that what is the girl that got killed by her friends in Cabo or
Oh
somewhere in
yeah.
I don't Shanquilla or I don't want to say her name wrong, but her. That was the most time I was on social media because I wanted them fools to go to jail. But other than that, like and when I was sick, but other than that, it's just like I don't know. I just don't be caring.
Yeah.
I don't really get how I guess if you're people are addicted to a lot of stuff. But, I guess, it's easy to get addicted, but I just don't got time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say I love YouTube. YouTube for sure.
YouTube's great.
Um
You yeah.
YouTube, the good thing about YouTube is you have more control over whatever you're gonna be watching
Yeah,
because you have to search it. But I it's to the point where I don't even really watch normal TV like that because I
I
could
don't
just get on
either.
YouTube and the day will go
Exactly.
by. You're
Yeah.
literally watching something that was 30 minutes and then that 30 minutes turned into something else that may have been another 30 minutes. So you're like, oh, okay, I didn't watch like almost a movie just on YouTube
Mhm.
because I'm all about like I love watching interviews. I don't know what it is. I really like interviews. And then I'm
I do
really into
too.
watching like sermons live. Like I like to watch sermons live. Is different because I know some people say like they can listen like a podcast, like of a sermon, they
Mhm.
can listen and that's okay with them. But I need visual. I'm such a visual person. So like I want to see like my Sarah Jakes, my Stephen Furtick's, my Mike Todd's, but I like want
Mhm.
to see them. So on YouTube, that'll just be on like, then I'm like, I gotta listen to praise and worship music, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
So
See,
those
I
are
don't
good
gotta see
things. Those
that.
are good.
Yeah. I
You
and
could just
even with the
listen, you
like
don't need to see it.
Absolutely. And even with like the sermons and stuff like that, I like to listen to that stuff to like clear my mind and like get my mind right on the way to work. And so I will
Yeah,
be like, I would have took like if I take too long getting dressed and I don't have time to write in my prayer book and like talk to God and stuff like that before I leave. Then when I get in the car, like I focus, I pray and stuff like that. And then I also listen to a sermon to like help me make it through the day. So yeah, I
yeah,
don't have to look at nothing. I can just listen. But if I have an
yeah.
opportunity and I choose, obviously I'm gonna want to look at something. But you know what? Even
Oh,
with
yeah.
my TV, like, and you know this, I didn't have a TV in my room for years. And it's because I don't know. I just don't care. Like I didn't never wanted to watch TV. So like when my
Yeah,
boyfriend like he would come over and like he would have to go in the front and watch TV all the time. And like I felt bad. So I put a TV in my room so he can watch, TV in the room. But if he's not here, my TV stay off because I don't know. But the good thing about and that's the thing, even with the phones and stuff like that now, you don't
it's
have
the
to
new
watch TV. You can
TV.
watch it on your phone. And that's the thing,
Yeah,
like everything is so mobile. Like I can watch Netflix on my phone. I can watch all these movies, all this
mhm,
stuff on social media, on you. That's the thing with YouTube. So it's like, why do I need to buy cable? Except for I just really need to
for
buy
real.
buy internet because that's all I need. Like I don't need
Yeah,
no TV. I don't need nothing. And it's just crazy. And now, like
yeah,
that, I know that I can, if I want to see it in a bigger screen or something like that, like YouTube, I'll turn it on my TV. But other than that, it's just life is nuts. And it's crazy how
yeah,
things evolve so much. And it's like we get with the times and we go with stuff. And I remember, like, when my aunt, like when I was a kid, and my aunt would tell me like, it's gonna come a time where you're gonna put your hand down, like your fingerprint, and it's gonna open doors, or they gonna like you'll be able to look in something and it's gonna scan your eyes and stuff like that, and you'll be able to. And girl, I used to be so scared. Like I used to be scared, like they gonna try to take my eyes out, like stuff like that, because that stuff was like so unheard of back then. Like right now, I'm paying in paper food stamps, so just my thought about, you know what I'm saying? Like just my thought about being able to scan my eyes or us not using money
yeah,
and stuff like that, like it was beyond me. But now it's just like so much stuff is happening, AI, all this stuff. So anything is really possible. So nothing surprises me when you tell me now, oh, they're gonna get rid of money and you know what I'm saying, like they're gonna do this and do that. Nothing it surprises me anymore because it's so everybody's just always trying to create the next thing or whatever. So it's just
yeah,
like it's so nuts from coming from the 80s to now and all the evolution and everything that's going on. Like it's nuts to the point where to me these kids are like robots anymore. That's why I don't want none. Like I just it's crazy. And kids are so smart
yeah.
these days. Like if I would have been half as smart as these kids are now, like what? We had hooked on phonics. Now I don't know what they hooked on, but I just, and
Girl,
whatever
hooked on
they
social
hooked on
media.
Coco Melon. But not even that, like all these learning tools and stuff. Like I was looking at a 1 year old learn counting from 1 to 100 off these cartoons. Like it's
Yes,
so
which is a plus,
crazy of
though. It's a plus.
it's awesome, but it's just like all these learning
Yeah,
opportunities and everything. That's why we got geniuses, and that's why all these people beyond our age and stuff, they're so like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna do this myself. Like I'm gonna run a business and stuff because they are set up for this type of stuff. They are
yeah.
not set up to work for the man. The first time you say go wash a dish or something when they work, they're probably
They
I
gonna be like,
quit. Like I
"What?"
don't a dish. I don't do
Yeah.
that. Like I have a
They
dishwasher at
invented
home.
the new dish.
It's absolutely nuts. Like I just that's why I be saying I'm a grandma because I just all this stuff, like I had a cord to my phone when I was a kid. Like I had a whole cord and I had a thing that you had to plug it in order to be able to talk. Like a cordless, it had to be charged. Like it's just life is crazy.
Girl, people don't
This
even have
these
house phones no
platforms are
more.
crazy. Social media is crazy. I I just like let's
Yeah,
go back to the time where we had house phones and stuff like that. And that's why that's another thing with social media. That's why it's so dangerous because it's so easy to get caught. Not even just getting caught with stuff, but they can tell where you're located. They can tell what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can accidentally press a button and be on live and don't even know. That's why I'm saying like
Girl,
life is crazy and it's
yes,
really scary. Like all
it
your
is
business is on there is no such thing as privacy. And who's to say, even
at
though my
all.
phone's cut off, that somebody somewhere over the rainbow ain't looking at me change my clothes. Like you just don't know what's going
Girl,
on.
yes. Yes, it's so funny. It was when we were like recording for the podcast, I noticed that my little light was still on and I wasn't even in the window browser anymore. And I'm
I'm
like, "Wait a
telling
minute, like
you.
why is this
Yeah.
light?" And that's so scary because it's like, "What are you recording?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And just like deleted pictures, if y'all think about it, they're talking about they be going, what
Where do
clouds?
they
They ain't
go?
going in the clouds in the sky. Like, what clouds are these going
Jesus
into? So
cloud,
once you,
girl.
Hey everyone! Sadly, we lost the last bit of video footage for the end of this episode, so the last 15 minutes or so will be audio only. Thank you so much for making it this far. We appreciate you.
once you take a picture, just know I'll be thinking, okay, what's gonna happen is one day I'm gonna get blackmailed or something because I'm not gonna take the mark of the beast or something. This is how nuts my mind is. And so I'm thinking all he gonna do is bring up all my photos and be like, if you don't take this mark, I'm gonna show everybody this. I'm gonna show him your little home videos he was making that you thought you delete, like all this stuff. Like we gonna get got. And that's why
Yes,
mm, I stay away.
it's
Ain't
so
you can't take a
scary.
picture. I'm not sending no pics. I'm not like y'all. You have I'm
It's
telling you, especially
so
to these kids, you want to show your little nips and all this other stuff and want to be cute and send these pictures to these boys and boys send them to the if y'all don't want y'all
and
stuff to
that's the
ever be seen
thing.
again, don't even take the picture.
Yes,
That's a whole nother
that's the
subject.
well, girl, no, because they just had something to where I don't know if they like what exactly was happening, but they were just saying like, underage kids can go to these porn sites now. So I think Pornhub has something going on because literally if you want to go look at porn now, all you got to do cuz it used to be you pay for it. Now it's like I could literally
Mhm.
just click it and
Well,
all
it's
it
been
asks
free for
me
a while.
is, are you 18 or
Are you 18
older?
or older?
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
say,
But
yeah,
why wouldn't I say yeah? But and see, that's another thing. When I was coming up, we had to get the video from my mama's room, play it, and then before she got home, I would have little parties of everybody, all my little friends looking at it, and then rewind it to exactly where it was before
you were
I pressed play, put it back, and the girl don't leave it in that VCR and get caught. Like that's what I'm saying. Like everything is so like just at anybody's disposal anymore. And my thing is with the whole porn and stuff like that, all that stuff is shown on television,
yeah,
videos,
you
like
don't even
nothing
gotta
is
look
private anymore. So it don't even
yeah,
matter. Like
yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
movies, commercials, like you don't have to look and it's like the devil's agenda is gonna get pushed regardless of if we
Yeah,
accept it or not. I mean, he's the prince of the air. So we just have to know that it's gonna get worse. Seriously. And that's the
it
scary
is.
part. We're
It,
already in it
the
and to think
thing
it's
is,
gonna get
yeah.
worse.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, as bad as it gets and stuff like that, just choose what to consume your mind with.
Yeah.
Choose what
The word.
your focus is going to be. Choose how you choose to live life. Like you don't have to conform to what everybody else is doing or saying or being. That's why I'm so pro. I do what I want to do because I can't. Number one, I don't like being controlled, and number two, I don't like to do what everybody else is doing. So it's just like you make that choice, and that goes with your children too. You have to watch. I'm not a mother, so let me not speak on children, but I will say this: if I were a mother, I would make sure that I paid attention to my kids. And of course, we cannot be with them every second of the day and stuff like that, but you have to create some type of substance. And you know what I'm saying? Like, really let them know what's going on in the world because sheltering don't help, but then letting them too free don't help. So it's crazy. All I have to say is, like, at the end of the day, kids are exposed to so much stuff adults are exposed to a lot of stuff. And, like, you just have to, like I said, you have to choose what you decide to put in your mind and what you decide to watch and consume your brain with and things like that, because it you consume things, but it's gonna consume you. So
Yeah, and that's really what it
yeah.
is. What you consume will consume you. I mean, practice healthy habits, pretty much. Like,
For
I know when I was going through the recovery, well, not too long ago, just with my surgery on my knee. So, of course, it's easy to be on that phone once again. I'm not able to be mobile. I'm not doing too much. I'm not going outside. At this point, I'm like on 24-hour watch. But I noticed that I was waking up every morning and the first thing I was doing was grabbing that phone. So I was like, you
hmm
know what? I need to ask God, to give me, not necessarily like give me focus, but like give me a different perception on life, because my life should not be waking up and grabbing my phone. My life should be waking up and thanking you for another day. So because I forget how many days they say it takes to build a habit or whatever, but I knew that I was like, you know what? Put your phone far away from you, because first off, you're on crutches, so it's going to take you a lot more energy to get up and grab that phone than it will to just
Yes.
say your thank you, Jesus, thank you for waking me up. You know what I'm saying? So even if I'm on my crutch grabbing my phone, while I'm grabbing the phone, I could be like, thank you, God, for another day. And then it's just like, at this point, I'm building a habit that is replacing a bad habit. And I will
Mhm.
say I fall off. I don't always do it. I really don't. But even just putting those like you said, boundaries on your phone. So I know that from 7:30 in the morning until 10:30 I'm on D&D. So like 7:30 is when I'll start getting all notifications in the morning. At like 9:45 my phone goes on D&D. So I'm not getting no texts, no calls, no notifications from social media, nothing that's distracting me, because the thing is our muscle memory sees that phone light up and we want to grab it. So if I don't see it light up, I'm not thinking about it. And, that just goes to show with your company too. What company are you keeping that your phone is more important? With boyfriends, friends, like if you can't go to dinner and not pick up your phone, that's sad. If you can't be sitting on the couch watching a movie with your boyfriend, that's sad. Like that's some internal things. Like you don't want to deal with the world. Girl, your world is social media.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I'll leave with saying this, and this is on subject but off subject. So, and it's a small little story just to explain. I'll explain why I'm saying this at the end. You'll get it. So, I'm very my man, right?
And my man, thank you to my man.
So, like, I love my man because he's just, yeah. So, yeah,
period.
the first thing I do when I wake up is probably think I miss my man if he's not with me. And so the first thing I want to do is talk to my man. And the thing I want to do before I go to sleep is talk to my man. And the person that I think about all day long is my man, right? So say that my man is God, right? Because I have to realize my man can only do so much for me, right? But God is the God of everything. And he's the one that sustains me. He's my best friend. He's the one that's there for me when my man ain't there for me. He's the one that's always got my back and always have had my back before my man, after my man, and always will. So where I'm all these places where I'm saying it's my man that consumes my life really is God. When I wake up, I thank God. When I go to sleep, I'm thanking God. When things are going crazy or when I'm in the midst of life or when I'm driving and somebody come in my lane, oh Jesus, please. Like God is the center of everything I do. So with that being said, I consume myself with that. That way I really don't have time for all the other things that are going on with life. And as much as I love my man in real life, God is so much bigger than anybody could ever be for me and could never be replaced by anybody. So when it comes to habits, I choose to seek God first in everything that I do as best as I can. Now, I'm far from perfect because I can tell you a lot of stuff, but I choose to seek Him first in everything I do. And then with that being said, all the things, the other things that consume me, which a big one can be social media, I pray about those things because we all have addictive personalities and we all have things that are our go-tos, but I choose to let my go-to be God first. And then all those other things are what they are when they are. So yeah.
I like that. And you just how, you said it's all revolved around him. And I mean, the scripture, it says, seek ye the kingdom of God. And basically, it's saying, and everything will come after. So if you're
And
seeking
it says
him
seek ye first. Yeah.
first when you wake up, right before you go to bed, before you start driving your car, before you eat food, like it's saying, if you seek him first, all the things will come after. So, I
And
mean,
before you get on social media.
right? Because you never know what your eyes are open to. I mean, you
Hmm.
really don't. And it's really sad because we are emotional creatures, regardless. I don't care if you're as hard as Taco Bell shell or if you're as soft as a marshmallow. We all are emotional creatures. At the end of the day, even if you get on social media all the time or you get on maybe once or twice a month, those things do affect us. They affect our mental, they affect our emotions, they affect us so much that we don't even realize it. And it's really sad and it's really scary. So, with all that being said, let your destiny be determined by God and seek Him first. So, yeah. So,
Mm.
social media is good and bad. It's all about, once again, perception. What are you looking for when you go to social media? That's the true question. So,
Yep.
did you have anything else to say?
I'm done. I'm done preaching. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but
Right. Janae's going to stay under her rock.
listen,
She's
all
going to
day, every
stay
day, you'll
under
find
her
me.
pineapple under the sea.
Sure will. That's where the peace is.
Right.
Wherever peace is where you will find me. Peace will be still with me at all times. So hey, call me what you want.
I love that. That's a great quality to have, and a lot of people wish they do, including me. Better self-control and just knowing how to detach. You got to know how to detach because that's not your life.
Yeah.
That's not your door. That's not your
And
room.
it's not your
That's
reality. It's
it's
everybody
not.
else's, and it ain't theirs either.
And you don't
So
even know if you
yeah,
want that reality. So let's be real. let's that's a whole nother thing. We don't know if the grass is greener on the other side. So I'll take what God instilled in me and I'll rock with it. So
period.
thank you everyone for listening and joining. Tell us your thoughts on, if you think social media is good or bad. And yeah, please keep rocking with us. Tune in. Bye guys.
Bye.